Hi, my name is Nicholas. Welcome to this week's Hatha practice. For today, I would suggest having a couple hard blocks and a soft block, and then anything else you like to practice with. And we'll get started in a seated position. If you prefer to start lying down on your back, you're welcome to do that as well. So if you're with me in a seat, maybe coming to sit up off of one of your props, and find any kind of symmetrical shape to rest in. So if cross-legged doesn't work, feel free to have the legs extended or something else. And start to settle into the floor, whatever's touching the floor. Gently lengthen the spine, maybe lift the chest slightly. And soften the shrug muscles. Maybe close down the eyes. Let the hands rest wherever they would feel the most comfortable. And if you're not quite ready for stillness, if you need to stretch out a little bit first, then go for it, and then come and find stillness when you're ready. And once you've quieted down the body, start to notice your breath without changing it necessarily. Just notice the gentle in and out flow of the breath. And you might notice how the shape of your torso changes each time you inhale and exhale. You might notice how the air on your upper lip feels a little cooler as you inhale and then a little warmer as you exhale. As you continue to breathe with this awareness of the breath, you might find that you have a little more room and maybe you can invite the breath to deepen. You can stay in stillness and work with your breath for as long as you need. When you feel ready to move the body, if you're sitting cross-legged, you might just switch the cross of the legs to keep things even. And keep the spine nice and tall, and take your right hand over towards the left knee. Take the left hand somewhere behind you. You can use a block if the floor is far away. And then take a deep inhale breath here. And as you exhale, you can twist your chest a little bit more towards the left. And stay in your twist and take a few deep breaths. And gently unravel yourself back to center. And then left hand, right knee, right hand behind you. Deep inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist towards the right. This side may feel a little different, so just take it easy and listen to your body. Be with your breath. With an inhale breath, unravel to center, and just visit the left side once more for a counter stretch. And come back to midline. If you're sitting on a prop, you can come off of it and just extend the legs for a moment, give them a little tap out. And coming back to cross-legged, choose either cross. And then with the hands to the knees, start to rotate the base of the spine, moving maybe a counterclockwise direction first. And you can stay as upright as you need. And when you feel ready, you can start to exaggerate the motion and get into all those sticky places. Moving here with your breath at your pace. And if you need to, you can slow it down or speed it up. We'll take 5 more breaths this direction. And the next time you exhale, take a brief pause. And with the next inhale, change direction. If you need to start off a little more upright, you're welcome to do that. And then make the circles as large or as small as you need them to be. Last few rounds this direction. And pausing the next time you exhale. And then returning to midline, and then regrow the spine tall. Soften the shrug muscles, maybe lean back on the hands, give the legs a little shake out, give the knees a tap. And then from here, you can bend your knees, plant them flat to the floor, and take the hands behind you. You can have the fingertips pointing away or to the side or back towards your feet. So see what feels best for the shoulders here. And you can keep the bum on the floor with an inhale breath, start to peel the chest open, maybe lift the gaze a little bit, stretch out the spine. And if you'd like something a little more active, you're welcome with your next inhale to lift the pelvis up, find reverse tabletop. Chest and belly button are lifting, hands, feet pressing the floor, whatever you want to do with your neck, whatever feels the most comfortable. And take a few deep breaths wherever you are. Stay for one last inhale. And gently lower the pelvis back down to the floor. And from here, swing the legs around and come and find your tabletop position. Make sure you have clear space around you. And then from your tabletop, have the hands roughly under the shoulders, and you can work from fists as well if that feels better for your wrists. Knees are roughly underneath the hips. And we'll work with the right leg first, so take your weight onto that left knee, and you can also bring the knee a little bit to center. And then with an inhale breath, lift that right knee directly to the right. And with your exhale, lower it back in. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Notice if the right hand is taking all the weight. See if you can balance that. And we'll do 3 more. Last one. Now from here, extend the leg straight behind, and then take that right foot over towards the left. Maybe coming down onto the left elbow, and then reach the right hand out. Start to walk the right fingertips over to the left as well. We're looking for a side stretch to the right side of the body, but notice if the hip lifts up and stacks, you might lose that connection. So see if you can keep that left hip even to the right. Maybe taking the head down to the left a little bit as well. And breathe into that stretch. Lift the head as you're ready. And gently walk hand and foot back underneath. Coming back to your tabletop. If anything needs a little movement, then go for it. And when you're ready, we'll do that on the second side. And then taking the weight a little bit into the right knee. And then inhale breath, lift the left leg now. Exhale, bring it back down. And then 5 more with your breath. The whole inhale to lift. And the whole exhale to lower. Last one. Extending the left leg behind you, taking it down over to the right. Maybe the right elbow lowers. Left arm extends and walk the left fingertips over towards the right as well. Finding the side stretch now through the left side of the body. Awesome. Lifting back up and coming back to your tabletop position. And then check in here, maybe rock the hips a few times, maybe a few rounds of cat-cow, see what feels like a nice release. And then in about 5 breaths, we'll meet in child's pose. When you're ready for child's pose, you can take knees together, knees apart, take the hips down towards the heels, lowering the forehead to a prop or to the floor. And if you need something between hips and heels, then add that in. Any arm expression you like, or if you want, bring the palms together, maybe bending the elbows, taking the fingertips towards the ceiling, letting the chest be nice and heavy here, stretching out the triceps and the shoulders. From your child's pose, only when you feel ready to move, and reach the arms towards the floor, and press the palms down, pull up to a tabletop position, and then spread the fingers out, maybe grip the finger pads into the floor, tuck the toes under. And as you're ready, lift the knees and press the hips up and back, and we'll find downward facing dog. Maybe pedal out the legs a little bit, stretch out that back line, stretch out the calves and the hamstrings, and the low back. Awesome. From your downward facing dog, take a deep inhale, and deep exhale. And twice more. Last one. Inhale, bend your knees and look forward. And as you exhale, walk the feet towards the hands and come and find your forward fold at the top of the mat. You can work from a halfway lift shape, maybe hands to blocks, if that feels better for you. You can let the spine dangle with as much of a bend to the knees as you need to make this feel sustainable. And then find your breath here. And then from your forward fold, and deepen the bend to the knees a little bit, and then slowly start to walk the hands up the legs. And taking a few breaths maybe to get there, we'll eventually meet up in standing. If you find yourself feeling a little lightheaded, you can come part way or all the way back down. Maybe try it again in a few breaths. And once you arrive, give the arms a little shake out and the legs a little shake out. Before we move on, if you're using hard blocks today, just have one at either end of the mat in case you need them later on. And coming to the top of your mat, lift and spread the toes, lower them down, maybe a little gap in between each one. Press the feet into the floor, find a rebound action, through the spine, lifting the crown of the head upwards. Let the shoulders be soft here. Let the arms be heavy. Staying and standing, inhale breath, circle the arms up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, twist towards the left and bring the arms to a T. Inhale, center, and over towards the right. A few more each side. Inhale, and exhale. In, and out. Last one each side. Inhale, reach tall, and then exhale, hinge from the hips, come to your forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen, and then plant the palms, step to plank pose, top of a push-up. Deep inhale here, lower all the way down to the belly. 3 baby cobras, untuck the toes, inhale, lift, and lower. And twice more. Last one. Inhale, press to tabletop. Exhale, press to downward facing dog. And choose stillness or movement here, and take about 5 deep breaths. Awesome. From your downward facing dog, with an inhale, lift the left leg up behind you. And as you exhale, step the left foot forward between the hands. Spin the right heel to the floor. And then with an inhale, cartwheel the arms up, extend the front leg. And take the right hand to the right hip. Deep inhale, reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, arc towards the back of the room. Right hand can be wherever you need it for most support here. And find that length from the left toes to the left fingertips. And gaze wherever feels most comfortable for your neck. Awesome. Inhale breath, come all the way up and reach forward as far as you can. And then with your exhale, hinge and we'll find triangle. So maybe fingertips to the floor, to the leg, or maybe to your prop, any height setting. Notice where the hips are, and if the bum's going out behind you, see if you can line it up a little bit more in line with where the feet are, but listen to your body, and if you need to modify, go for it. Awesome. And then keep that length going from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Find some space for the chest and shoulders. If you want to reach the top arm up, go for it. And then breathe here. And take one last inhale here. And with your exhale, you can bring the right hand down, swing the hips back, and then turn that left foot in. We're going to set up for a wide-legged forward fold. And I'm going to talk through a specific option here. But if you want to take the more traditional shape, then you're welcome to do that. If you're coming with me, find the distance between your feet that feels the most comfortable. And then from here, come on to fingertips, and you can also use your blocks for this. Start to walk the hands out further forward, and then bring your weight back into the heels. You might curl the toes up off the floor. You might even just be on the fingertips and the heels. And listen to your body, make sure that this feels okay. If the knees feel like they're knocking, or locking rather, you might feel better to bring the feet back down to the floor. But wherever you are, find a few deep breaths. As you're ready, bring your weight back over the feet. And then from here, you can walk your hands towards that right foot, spin all 10 toes towards the right, and then lower that left knee down to the floor. And take a moment to set up your low lunge. And if you need to pad the back knee, then go for it. As you're ready, come on up. And check in with the pelvis here. If you need to adjust anything, length or anything like that, then go for it. And then take the right thumb to the right hip crease, reach the left arm high. And take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, arc over towards the right. And find that stretch from the left knee all the way up to the left fingertips. All right. Inhale, breath, come up, reach both arms up. And now as you exhale, twist towards the right, arms to a T. Inhale, reach up. And same again, same side. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more. Inhale, reach up, and then fingertips to the floor. Step to your forward fold at the back of the mat. And the legs might need a little shake out here, so give yourself as much movement as you need. And then when you're ready, come and find your stillness. If for any reason being in a forward fold isn't working for you, you're welcome to come straight to standing, or you can be in a squat. You could go back to child's pose. If you're in a forward fold, if you want to add a bind, then go for it. Maybe taking hands to opposite elbows, or maybe interlacing hands behind the low back. See what kind of a stretch you want to add on. If you have a bind, you can let that go. Gentle bend to the knees and start to walk the hands up the legs. And come up as slowly as you need to. And eventually coming up to your mountain pose and setting yourself up and settling yourself in. From your mountain pose, inhale breath, reach the arms up and twist towards the right. Inhale, center, and to the left. Inhale, exhale, in and out. A few more each side. Inhale, breath, reach up through the center, and then hinge from the hips, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen. Palms down, feet back for plank pose. Stay here for a deep inhale. Lower all the way down. Untuck toes, inhale, baby cobra. And soften. And two more. Last one. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. And take about 5 or 6 breaths here. Stillness or movement, be where you need to be. And only when you feel ready to take an inhale breath, lift the right leg up behind you, and then exhale, step the right foot forward between the hands. Spin the left heel to the floor, and with an inhale, cartwheel the arms up, extend that front leg. Left hand to the left hip, right arm towards the ceiling, deep inhale, and exhale, arc towards the back. Adjust the left hand to be wherever you need it to be. Breathe that length through the whole right side. Inhale breath, come all the way up, reach forward as far as you can, and then hinge for triangle. Right hand, shin, block, floor, any height setting for your block. Left hand can stay at the hip or reach towards the ceiling. Notice where the pelvis is, maybe keeping it forward just a little bit. Notice if there's anything else in your foundation even that needs to adjust to make the shape more sustainable, more stable. And then breathe here. And stay here. Deep inhale. With your exhale, left hand comes down, hips back, and right foot turns in. And find your wide-legged forward fold, and then choose what variation you want. You can either keep the weight on top of the feet, or you can do just like we did for the first round. Up on fingertips, walk the hands forward, take the hips back, and maybe you're curling the feet up off the floor too, and just fingertips and heels. And if the toes are lifted, you can bring them back down, weight back over the feet. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Now take the hands over towards that left foot, spin all 10 toes towards the left, and you can lower that back knee down. And take a few moments to set up your low lunge, anything you need to adjust or add in, and check in here. All right. And then left hand to the left hip, right arm towards the ceiling. Take a deep inhale, arc over towards the left. Find that stretch from the right knee all the way up to the right fingertips, and breathe into it. Inhale breath, come on up, reach both arms up. And now exhale, twist left arms to a T. Inhale, center. And same side. Inhale. And exhale. 4 more. Last one, deep inhale. Twist with your exhale. Inhale, reach up. This time, hands down. And step the left leg back and find downward facing dog. Choose stillness or movement. And you can stay in down dog for up to 8 breaths. And whenever you're ready, we'll meet down in child's pose, so you can lower your knees down and set that up any way you like. And from your child's pose, maybe give the hips a gentle rock. Maybe give the head a gentle rock. Hands in towards the knees, lifting yourself up, and then we'll slide off to one side and extend the legs out in front. Give the legs a little shake out, a little tap. Awesome. And then if you like to sit up off of a block, then add that in. You might have one of your hard blocks nearby as well. We'll take the left leg and bring the left foot to the inside of the right. And if you want to support the left knee here, then go for it. And take a moment to find your height. If it feels like enough to stay upright here, you're welcome to do that as well. Maybe hands by the side somewhere for support. If you're coming with me for a fold, you might start with a slight bend to the right knee. And I'm going to curl the left toe or the right toes up a little bit too, just to add a little more stability. With an inhale breath, lengthen. And then with your exhale, you can start to walk the hands forward and hinge and fold any amount over that right leg. And listen to what you're feeling through the bottom of the right leg, maybe through the low back as well. And modify as needed. And if you find that the sensations are a little too intense and you're losing that connection with your breath, then you might back out a little bit until you can breathe deeply again. With an inhale breath and the support of the hands, slowly lift yourself back up. Awesome. And then to adjust for the second stretch, you can move your blocks out of the way. We'll keep the left knee bent, but reach with the right hand and take the right leg behind you. So you can either set up for deer pose or 90-90, or take it all the way to pigeon pose by bringing that right leg underneath you, and it might take a little adjusting. Don't worry too much about where that left leg is pointing. For some people, it would be more towards the back, for others, more towards the side. Just find something that feels pain-free and that feels like a nice stretch throughout the pelvis. If you find yourself leaning towards the left, then you can add a little prop there. And then if you're ready to fold, then go for it. I like to bring the weight back just a little bit because it helps to kind of figure out where everything is in space. And then when you're ready, you can walk the hands forward, maybe lowering to elbows or to your blocks. If you like to add in a little support for the head, that will probably feel nice for the spine as well. And finding your pain-free expression of your pigeon pose. And finding your stillness as you're ready. And finding your breath. And if at any point your body lets you know it's time to come out, then you're welcome to. With an inhale breath supported by the hands, slowly start to make your way up. If you have a prop under the left hip, you can remove it, slide the hips down towards the left, and then bring both legs out in front. Windshield wiper will probably feel good here. Any other release that you like. When you're ready, we'll set that up on the second side, starting with that fold. So you might elevate the hips a little bit, extending the left leg, bending the right, maybe a prop for the right knee. And again, you might choose to stay upright here. You can bend the left knee as much as you need. You can curl the left toes towards the shin. If you're coming to a fold, then take a deep inhale, and then walking the hands forward, start to fold over that left leg. Listen to your body, listen to the stretch, and be wherever you need to be here. With an inhale breath, slowly start to lift yourself back up. If you have your props, you can just move them out of the way. Leaning onto the right hip a little bit, swing the left leg around. And then again, you might choose 90-90 pose, deer pose, or maybe for pigeon pose, start to work that left leg underneath you. Don't worry if this side looks a little different to the first side. Add in any props. Awesome. And then again, before you fold, you might just bring your weight back a little bit, maybe walk the hands back towards the pelvis, just to make sure that everything feels pretty even. And then if you're folding, walking the hands forward, dipping the chest down. Any props to bring the floor a little closer. And settle into your pigeon pose. And be with your breath. And supported by the hands, and with an inhale breath, slowly lift yourself back up, moving your props out of the way, and bring the legs back in front. Maybe a tap of the knees or a windshield wiper of the feet a little bit. Awesome. And then just like we did at the start of practice, either a chest opener or a reverse tabletop, and set up the hands behind you wherever they feel the most comfortable. Feet to the floor, inhale breath, puff the chest open, staying here with the exhale. And either working from here with your next inhale, lift the pelvis up as well, and chest and belly button stay lifted as long as you like. And breathe here. If you need a little more time, then you can stay. Otherwise, gently lowering the pelvis back down. Maybe one last time, extending the legs, a little shake out. And give the arms, give the wrists a little shake out as well. If you like to take a block down to each side, maybe have the soft block nearby as well. And we'll lower down onto the back. Awesome. From the back, we'll set up for a couple twists. So maybe you want the blocks over on the right-hand side. You can scoot the hips over to the left, extend the right leg long, and then reach down for the left knee and guide it across the body and over towards the right. I like to keep the left toes tucked under the right leg. It just kind of keeps the leg in place. And if the floor is far away, use your blocks. You can keep the hand there the whole time, just anchoring it in place. Maybe left arm reaches out towards the left. And if the left shoulder is not on the floor, that's not a bad thing, but it might feel better to have it grounded, so you can slide your soft block under the left shoulder. If you like to take the gaze down towards the left, then do that as well. You can bring the head back to center and gently release the legs back to center. Scooting the hips to midline and then taking your blocks down towards the left if you use them on the right. Scoot the hips towards the right, extend the left leg long, and then guide that right knee across the body onto your blocks. And take your time to set yourself up. Add in any props that you need here. Maybe right arm reaches right, maybe gaze lowers to the right as well. And gently release the head back to center, and then the legs, the hips to midline. Maybe take the feet a little wider apart and give yourself a gentle windshield wiper side to side. Awesome. And then reach down, bring your knees towards the chest, and then reach between them to catch hold of the feet for happy baby. You can also hold on to the ankles or the shins or calves. Choose stillness here, maybe a rock side to side. You can stay in happy baby for as long as you like, and then when you're ready, you lower the feet down to the floor. Our next shape is Shavasana, so you can extend the legs if you want for that. Otherwise, I'm going to do butterfly shape. If you're coming with me for butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees apart, maybe a block for each thigh to rest on. And the hands can stay on the pelvis or be beside you. You're also welcome to take the arms to the floor overhead or anywhere else that you like. Your soft block also makes a nice pillow if your head needs a little more support. If you need to adjust anything in your space, like lighting or music or temperature. If you need a little movement to help you settle in, then go for it. And then when you're ready, come and find your stillness. And let your body get heavy here. And let your breath soften to its natural inhale and exhale. And settle in for your rest. Bring one hand to your belly and the other hand on top. And take a deep inhale through the nose. Feel the belly balloon up. Deep sigh out the mouth. Twice more. Deepest inhale. Last one. If you were in butterfly, you can reach down and gently guide the knees together. Maybe a gentle windshield wiper of the knees side to side. And perhaps extending the legs long down the mat, reaching the arms up the mat and giving yourself a full body stretch. And then you might collect the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the shins, maybe lift the forehead towards the knees, curl up into a ball and give yourself a hug. And then maybe rolling down to one side, taking a pause for a breath or two. And with the support of the hands, coming up to find any comfortable seated position. Maybe sitting up off of one of your props. You can be cross-legged or any other way. And settle the pelvis. And gently grow the spine. And soften your shoulders here. And rest the hands wherever they landed. Notice the gentle flow of your breath. When you're ready, connect your hands at your heart and bow your chin towards your chest. And take a moment to thank yourself for your practice. And thank you for sharing your practice today. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this week's yoga practice. And my name is Nicholas. If you have any questions, please reach out and enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your week.